following video covers the installation instructions of the BAL PowerPak add-on motor kit for BAL brand Scissor and C-Jacks. First, we will cover the instructions on installing the PowerPak on C-Jacks. The C-Jack is a single-leg stabilizing jack known for its superb stability on travel trailers and fifth-wheel campers. Installation items required: 10-gauge shielded copper wire, the length to be determined on the install location of your jacks, various electrical connectors, electrician's tape, wire ties for securing power wires. Tools needed: 7/16" socket or open-end wrench for PowerPak bolts, adjustable wrench or sockets depending on trailers' mount bolts, wire strippers, wire crimpers. Shown are the contents of the PowerPak kit. Each kit contains 2 motors, 2 switches, 2 breakers, and the necessary mounting hardware. The brackets we will use for the C-Jack installation are angled with 3 small holes in each bracket. First, using a socket or wrench, remove the 2 bolts holding the C-Jack flange to the trailer frame. Once finished, attach the PowerPak mount brackets by hand using the same bolts you just removed. Next, slide one PowerPak motor over the C-Jack's drive nut. If needed, rotate the motor slightly until the bracket holes are aligned with the motor's threaded holes. Install the 4 bolts from the PowerPak hardware kit, securing the motor to the installed brackets. Tighten snugly. Now, tighten the frame bolts back to finish the motor installation. Check the motor to make sure it is soundly attached to the C-Jack. Operate the C-Jack using a manual crank to assure the motor and jack turn freely. Duplicate the previous instructions on the opposite jack. Stay tuned as we will cover wiring instructions for the PowerPak later in this video. Next, we will cover the installation on BAL scissor jacks. This kit is designed for installation on BAL brand scissor jacks with 3/4" drive nut. It is the most commonly used jack on travel trailers and fifth-wheel campers. Locate the P-shaped brackets that have the large hole on each one. When installing the PowerPak on a BAL scissor jack, manually crank the jack into the down position for easier access. Slide the motor over the jack's drive nut and slip the 2 brackets on each side of the motor. The large hole on the bracket fits over the raised trunnion on each side of the scissor jack. Align the 4 holes and firmly tighten the brackets to the motor using the attached hardware. Check the motor to make sure that it is secure to the jack. Repeat the previous instructions on the opposite side's jack. Now for the electrical connections. You will need to purchase 10-gauge wire and the appropriate sized butt connectors and spade and terminal rings for the power supply connections. Locating one of the included 30-amp 12-volt breakers, cut the looped wire in preparation of installing between the switch and the positive red wire on the motor assembly. Using the butt connectors, attach the breaker wire to the motor and to the 10-gauge wire going to the switch. Attach a spade connector to the wire running back to the switch. You will need to duplicate this for the negative wire, but without the breaker installed. Finding a location for the switches varies on all trailers. We suggest a location that is convenient as well as easy to supply 12-volt power from your battery. On the back of the switch, one terminal will be for positive and one for negative. Attach the supply wires from the battery to these terminals. Now attach the motor wires to the remaining terminals, making sure you are keeping the positive and negative wires on the correct side. You can now mount the switch into its predetermined location. Run the positive and negative supply wires to the trailer's battery and attach using the ring terminals. Secure tightly to the battery's posts. Your installation is now complete. Check the installation of your PowerPaks for proper operation. Weatherproof all electrical connections with electrician's tape.